I just wanted, finally, just to show you how I made these little banners, I guess, little flags. Because as soon as I saw this style of plane, it reminded me of, you know, the planes that you sometimes see, and they've got these flags behind and might be asking somebody to marry somebody or congratulations on or advertising. So I thought this would be really cool. Now there are flags inside the machine's memory that you can use, but I wanted to just quickly show you how to do one in Canvas Workspace. So I'm going to pop into there now and show you. So in your basic shapes, I'm going to bring on the square first of all, and I'm going to just drag it, make it taller, and then I'm going to just make it narrower because we're going to work with quite a narrow size. Now, so I've managed to get that to 210.6 by 15.3. So it doesn't, if that's what you want, if that's exactly how you want it to be, you can make this triangle work. So I'm going to bring on the triangle and I'm going to go up to the properties and I'm just going to go to the width, which is this box here, and I'm going to type in 15.3 and then close that down. So it'll make that triangle exactly the right width now. And then you can decide how tall you want that cutaway bit to be. So I want it to be quite tall and slim like that. So I'm going to position it roughly at the bottom and then I'm going to drag a box around here and I'm going to go to edit and align it centrally vertically and edit and align it to the bottom. So I know that it's all level. And then I'm going to deselect it. I'm going to select the rectangle and I'm going to go to edit and send that rectangle behind the triangle. Then I'm going to select both of them and I'm going to go to edit and I'm going to go to subtract. And there is your flag. Now, there is a reason why I don't rotate the shape, and I'm just going to show you what happens when you do. So if I bring on the shape, the square again, and I make this the size that I want it to be, and I bring on the triangle. If I rotate the triangle to the position that I need it to be, I go to properties, and in this box, I type in 270. If I type in 90, it's going to rotate it clockwise, and I will have the pointy bit, so this bit here will be over here. So I need to do it so that this bit ends up here. So to do that, I need to rotate it like that clockwise to so it's 270. So 270 and press enter. So it's now turned this triangle. But what's happened is, if I just do this for you, what you would think is the height has actually now become the width. And it's a little bit confusing because you've rotated. This is now the height, and this it really messes with my brain. It might not mess with your brain. It might make perfect sense, but I find it easier to do it vertically, so my triangle's the right way up, so I'm not having to rotate anything, and then I can rotate it afterwards to cut it out. It messes with my head, and it might just be me. So you do it whichever way works for you, but I find it easier doing it vertically, so I'm not having to rotate any of the shapes. So that's how you would do that. So if I just undo everything that we've just done, and hopefully it'll catch up with me pretty quickly. Yeah, we're all right, yeah. So I go back, there you go. So there's my flag. Okay, so that makes it much, much easier for me. And now I can rotate this 270. I'll show you how I do the sentiment as well. And close that down. So I've now got my flag. So I'm happy with that. I don't need to do anything else with that. So to do the sentiment, this is quite cool doing it in Canvas. So you go into your text and that opens up the fonts. Okay, so I'm going to choose this font and it comes up with this box. So you double click on the right hand side of the box and then you can backspace. So let's say I want up, up and away, and I want it in capital letters. So I want up, space, and space, away. Okay, and then I'm going to click off it, and as soon as I've clicked off it, it puts a box around it so I can then resize it. So I can make this the size that I want it to be. to go into my banner. So I'm going to bring the banner down, Melanie, it's easier. So I can now just start to play with this. So I can make it a little bit bigger. I can stretch it a little bit. I can start to position it inside my banner like so. And then once I'm happy with the positioning roughly, I can drag both and I can go to edit, select all, and then edit and align it centrally horizontally. Okay, so it's going to be directly in the middle. And then once you're happy with that, you can do something else, which is super cool. So select the sentiment, go to properties, and you can select that as a drawing only line. So select that so it will only ever draw. Then I can go to the flag itself and I can select that as a cutting only line. So when I then send that down, don't group it, send it down to your machine. When you press draw, it will only draw the sentiment. And when you press cut, it will only cut the banner. So it's a really good way, instead of having to draw it, then bring the shape on, try and make it central, then cut it. You can do it this way, and taking it into Canvas allows you to specify what you want each section of that design to do. So we want the sentiment just to draw and we want the banner just to cut. And that's another reason why working in Canvas makes life a whole lot easier. So I hope have a play around with that because it's really cool. If you want to do rows of a sentiment, so you've got a sentiment coming down like that, you need to do each bit individually. So I could put up at the top as one piece, the and as a separate piece, and away as a separate piece. And then I would align them centrally, vertically, and make sure that they're spaced evenly. So it depends what you want to do, but I find doing sentiments in Canvas easier than doing them on the machine. So have a play around and see which works for you. I hope you've enjoyed that, and I hope you've learnt something, and I hope you love your USB because it really is fabulous, and you'll never get to the end of it, because just when you think it's ended, you can then start welding different shapes together, and it just gives even more. I will see you all very soon for the next instalment of Digital Craftorium, which is Christmas. It's fabulous. I'll see you soon. Take care. Lots of love. Bye. If you want to see more from Highlight Crafts, make sure you click the like button. Subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below, and click the bell icon to receive notifications of all our future content. You can also click here to see our latest video, or click here to see more videos like this one.